Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the YouTube world, CJ Rose's back in the building. Welcome back to the channel, live and direct, live in effect. Make sure you subscribe to find out what's next. We are here. All right, so this is pretty much a spontaneous video. I wasn't prepared to really talk. I wasn't really prepared to make a video. I already uploaded my 3 videos that I needed to upload, but I was on Twitter today. I was on Twitter earlier, and I seen something that caught my attention. And it was from one Juan Cena, Mr. John Cena. And he stated something as he was, or during an interview with USA Today. As he was promoting Suicide Squad, which will come out tomorrow. I will watch it, absolutely. But he stated something that I guess caught a lot of people's attention, and it caught mine too. But it's something that we already know. But it's John Cena saying it. That's what makes it important. He said, and I quote, "Man, I wish there was some sort of fountain of youth where I could be a full-time contributor. The longer they continue to bet on an aging prospect, that makes WWE's future a little bit less stable." End quote. All right, so that's John Cena pretty much saying what we've been saying for the longest, and what I've said a good couple times on my channel, that WWE needs to stop relying on these old vets, these old legends, people like Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, etc., to garner viewers. Because quite frankly, that's not making the company any better. Sure, you bring back a couple old fans that know who these old people were that haven't watched in a long time. If you tell somebody that watched WCW back in 98, 99 and tell them now that, oh, well, I just saw Goldberg on TV, they're going to say, what? Goldberg? Like, he's still wrestling? We're going to be like, yeah. But we'll say it not excitingly as they feel, because, they haven't seen Goldberg in a long time. But since they haven't seen him, they don't really understand why we are telling them as depressingly as we are. But they sound excited because they remember what Goldberg used to do. And Goldberg was a monster in WCW 98, 99. So they would be like, oh man, Goldberg, that was the man. Keyword was the man. Now he's just a man that continues to keep picking up the phone every time Vince just throws money at him, says, hey, you want to make an appearance? Like, stop accepting the money. No, bro. Nobody wants to see you anymore, bro. Goldberg, we love you. We love what you did, etc., etc. But, bro, you got to stop. Let it go, bro. Let it go. You can't do it no more. And I don't understand why he doesn't tell himself that. Because The Undertaker had that same problem. We all remember, we all watched The Last Ride. We all knew how hard it was for Undertaker to say no. And we understood, we knew why it was hard. We get it. But at the same time, your body has to tell you something. And his body kept telling him the same thing every single year he was doing a WrestleMania. You got to stop. You got to chill. Can't do this no more like you want to, like we used to. It took him a long time to accept it, but The Undertaker has accepted it, and we haven't seen him since. Thank God. But let's not act like Vince has not tried to call The Undertaker to make an appearance or do something. Thank God The Undertaker has the willpower now to say, nope, can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I wish Goldberg had that. But I think Goldberg is more of, I just want my son to see me wrestle. I think he's more on that type of time, which I can understand, because kind of that's how Daniel Bryan was. But Daniel Bryan still has a couple more years left where he can go. He can still go. So he's good in that aspect. Goldberg, you're past your prime. You got to stop. But I don't blame Goldberg as much as I blame Vince. I think Vince I just really think he don't care about his workers. I don't think he cares about the roster that he has. Because it doesn't make no sense how you have the talent that you do and you just don't use them. And I've said this before, and I said it, and I'll continue to say it. WWE, as of right now, has the most talent they've ever had. The most talent they've ever had. They did not have this much talent in the Attitude Era. There's only so many people you can rely on. Here, now, the amount of people I can just name off two hands that I can tell you would be main eventers. I could tell you that off the bat. But Vince just doesn't know what to do with them. And that's the problem. Like, if you think about it, let's say it like this. So the Attitude, right? You had, I want to say 8 people you relied on. I want to say 8. You had Austin, Rock, Triple H, The Undertaker, Chris Jericho, Mankind, Kane, I say the Big Show, Kurt Angle, maybe Chris Benoit, maybe, I can't put AJ. I say 9 and 10. So those are probably the 10 people that you could think off the top of your head from the Attitude Era. Maybe those 10. If there's somebody I missed, let me know. Now, shit, you got Roman Reigns, you got Seth Rollins, you got AJ Styles, you got Kevin Owens, you got Riddle, you got Ricochet, you got Randy Orton, you got I guess we'll count NXT too. You got Keith Lee, you got Adam Cole, you got Karrion Kross, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, you got Walter, you got Pete Dunne, you got Damian Priest, you got see how many people it is? Cedric Alexander, you got oh man, who else? I just want to name one more person. Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong. You know what I'm saying? Just look at that. I named 18 people. 18 people that I would love to see in a main event or higher upper card. Apollo Crews, Biggie. I'm still naming, bro. I'm still naming. Look at that. Look at all that talent I just named. I'm still naming people. But Vince just doesn't care. I think he's probably more concerned about the success he had back then, much less about the success that he could have now. Because think about it. Think about the people he keeps calling. You can't tell me that man has not called Austin every single month and asked him, can you do an appearance? Austin says no because he understands. He wants new talent to shine. He's called The Rock I don't know how many times. And it's not like I'm sure The Rock would do it, but The Rock is one of the biggest Hollywood stars right now. So obviously he has his own schedule. You know how many times he's called The Undertaker up to do a match. You know how many times he's called Brock Lesnar to do something. You know how many times he's called Goldberg to do something. Mind you, I'm naming people that made Vince McMahon a lot of money. A lot of money. Austin Rock alone made that man a lot of money. Hell, Vince keeps calling Hogan up. And Hogan already got a bad rep as it is. So why are you making it worse? I just don't understand. But this goes to John Cena's point. John Cena feels that WWE is not going to last as long as we all want it to. Because Vince just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it. And I find it so crazy how Vince just doesn't get it. Like Vince has been here for I feel Vince has been here, and I'm just saying this on top of my head. I think Vince has been here for, I want to say, 5 decades. So we're talking 50 years. I think Vince has been in this business since he was 20 something. I believe that. He has seen the greatest walk. He's seen the greatest wrestle, and he's seen them come and go. He's had some of the greatest under him. The greatest. I'm talking Hall of Fame status. He's seen Bruno Sammartino. He's seen Buddy Rogers. He's seen Harley Race. He had Hogan. He had Bret Hart. He had Shawn Michaels. He had Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? He had Mr. Perfect. He had Roddy Piper. He had all these legends. Savage, Steamboat. He's had the greatest in front of him. But just like how he had to do in the 90s, he had to shift to a different way. Because you couldn't just continue to have a certain amount of people in the company anymore. Like, you had to get with the times. And he did that successfully twice. He did it twice. The Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. He did it twice. Why can't he do that now? And I don't understand that. But then again, here's the other thing. Vince McMahon does not like the indie superstars. And the funny thing about it, majority of his roster are from the indies. Which probably makes a lot of sense as to why Vince just doesn't want to push anybody. Because his talent were successful somewhere else. But at the same time, they were not getting that mainstream look that they wanted. So you come to WWE, the biggest company in wrestling. You will get that mainstream push if shown correctly. And Vince knows that. But he doesn't like the indies so much that it's like he just doesn't care. That's why ECW was just under his thumb the whole time. Because he never cared about ECW. He could care less. But he bought them. He bought his competition. Even though he will sit there and probably tell you they were never competition. But he bought them. But he didn't care about them. That's why when he resurrected ECW in 06, it was pure garbage. Like, it's like, come on. Vince needs to get with the times, bro. Either that or step aside, bro. Let somebody that actually knows what's going on do it for you. Somebody like Triple H, who actually gets it and he understands. But Vince is on a different type of timing, and I don't understand. Especially with what he's doing. He's releasing all these. It's not even the people. It's not even the fact that he's releasing people. He's releasing great superstars that actually could help you in the future. Like, he released Samoa Joe. He released Rusev. He released Aleister Black. He released Bray Wyatt. He released all these great wrestling minds that could be the future of the business, but he just says, nah. Andrade. I forgot about Andrade. I was going to say him too, but I forgot his name real quick. But you see what I'm saying? Now, because of that, we barely have any challengers for your world titles, for your mid-card titles, and for your women's division and your tag team division. You have nobody because you just decided to not push anybody. Now everybody looks so damn stupid trying to figure out what the hell are we going to do next. That is like, what are we doing? Everybody's on their hands and feet looking back and forth trying to figure out, damn, am I next to get released? when you could just use them. Use them, push them, something. Like what? It's like Vince is making this a toxic place to work. And for what? For what? And you're probably one of your biggest stars ever. Somebody that actually was homegrown to your business. Yes, I'm talking John Cena here. That got big under you is telling you that if you continue to just keep using these legends that are past their prime and past their date, all you're gonna do is just make WWE go down in hell, in a sense. Because that's exactly what it is. You can't. Come on, man. You can't. Vince can't keep doing this. I don't know why nobody just won't walk up to Vince and say, listen, we got to talk. Let me tell you what's going on. Why is nobody not brave enough to do that? What is Vince going to do? Fire you? That should be the least of your damn worries. That should be the least of anybody's worries. Screw being fired. Have the balls to walk up to this man and say, listen, we got to talk. Why? His kids haven't said anything? Vince and Stephanie haven't said nothing? We all know Triple H has tried, but Vince just keeps undermining him. So it's like, if your kids ain't saying nothing, if your son-in-law ain't saying nothing, if your son-in-law can't get through to you, if the people that been there around you for all these years can't say nothing to you, then what the hell is it gonna take? What is it gonna take? I'm just curious. What is it gonna take? Do we have to wait for you to pass away in order for this to get better? Which would probably make that horrible, because we don't want to see that. We don't want that. You've done enough for us. 50 years you've been doing this. You've done enough. Your time is up, bro. It's done. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta. It's time to go. It's time to go. I don't know. It's just it's annoying. It's just annoying how Vince just doesn't get it. Like what has to happen in order for you to get it? Listen, it is what it is, man. It's been Rose, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love and support. As always, you already know, man. We on 600, getting our way to 700. Road to 1K. You already know how we do. So until next time, peace, love, 100. Here.